Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Jappa Central. For people who don't know what Jappa means the act of leaving your country of birth or your country of the country you've grown up in, and basically emigrated to another country. And this show looks at the journeys that different people have taken, what they found in, what the experience has been like, and just any advice they can give people. So it's not just limited, even though it's a Nigerian Yoruba word, it's not limited to this podcast, or this session is not limited to just Nigerians. It's for anyone who's left the country of birth or a country they've grown up in and moved to somewhere else for whatever reason. It could be for economic welfare, or it could just be because of the weather. We'll find out if anyone comes and tells us a story. But yeah, today we have my very good friend Ade. We went to uni together. I know things about him because we've been friends for 12, 13 years, if not longer. But for the purpose of this interview, obviously I'll just be asking you questions like, I don't know anything about you, but it's for us to understand your life in Nigeria, how it was for you growing up, and then what influenced your decision to, leave Nigeria and come here for whatever reasons, So, yeah, with that being said, Ade, my guy, thanks for coming.
No problem.
Yeah?
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, nice. So let's start from the beginning. I met you in uni in 2010, or was it 9?
I think it's 2008, actually.
Was it 8?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah, my
8.
bad. So it's been 15 years.
It's been a
You know
while.
what I mean?
It's been a minute.
And then since then we've kept in touch. We've met up a few times, and you also you seem to like follow me around with your career. So when I was working in London Bridge, you were there. In North Greenwich, you were there as well. So yeah, it's been a good friendship. And what I'd like to do is start from the very beginning. So you grew up in Nigeria. You were born in Nigeria.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up in Nigeria till age of, I think, about 16, 17.
Okay, so let's touch your childhood a bit. So how was life for you? What do you remember? What are your first memories of Nigeria growing up?
Well, playing with my siblings in a big compound. So we're 10 in my family, siblings, like my brothers and sisters. So I have 3 other brothers and 6 other sisters. Grew up in a place called Ikotu Egbe in Lagos. So, growing up, playing around the compound, running around, biking around the whole area. It was pretty good. Pretty fun for a young guy around. So yeah, that's mostly the childhood I can mostly remember.
Okay.
And also back in the day, we used to have problem with water in the area, so we used to fetch water and stuff like that.
Still happens. Still
happens.
Still till tomorrow. If you go to Nigeria, you still see people.
Yeah.
But that's a different conversation.
Those are my early days. Yeah.
Okay. And so, what kind of student were you in school? Were you the the one?
No, I was a quiet one.
You're quiet.
I was quiet, always thinking.
Okay, what are you thinking? Thinking about your
thinking
millions.
how to make money.
So how were you in terms of your academics? Were you always on point? Or was it?
Actually, when I was in primary school, I was very, very behind.
Okay.
And I got to a stage we moved to a different area in this place called Dolphin Estates. And when we moved, I guess something sparked. So I just started becoming the first guy in the class and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened, but I think maybe it was change of environment.
Change of school.
Change of school, yeah. So that was. So I was always behind.
Half and half, then. So later you caught up, and then
exactly.
You overtook
so got caught into that. So got more interested in computers. Computers were kind of new in Nigeria back then. So yeah. That was it.
And what was secondary school like? Did you carry that same enthusiasm?
Yeah, same energy. Yeah.
Okay.
So I wasn't really athletic like that, but I was more like a academia. So always in classes and trying to play around with the computers and see what I can do with it. So
So for your love for tech, and we're going to touch your tech endeavors in a bit, but I just want to highlight that your love for tech started right from when you were young.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. So university. So we've done primary school, secondary school, uni. Where did you go to? Uni?
So from Nigeria, I got to UK. I jackpot to UK
Yeah. That's what.
to start my college.
Okay.
So we started college. College was like most similar to a foundation to get into the university. So I spent a year in a college. Then from the college, got admission to City University. That was my first university. So I did computer science with business. So start from there, get more involved in computer technologies and stuff like that. And that's going to university in the UK.
And so how did you end up? Because obviously we met in University of Kent. So
Yes.
How did you end up there?
That was actually my master's.
Oh,
in Kent.
okay.
So I did my BSc in City University. After I finished that, I tried to see what I tried for jobs. I think it was during a period the economy wasn't really good in the UK, so there wasn't much jobs around.
Yeah, that was the 08 financial crisis melt.
So from there, I thought, rather than staying at home, let me just add a degree to this. So I went for a master's. So that's why I came to University of Kent.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you talked about Jappa into the UK. What was your initial experience when you came here? Like, what were the things that either shocked you or how did you feel when?
I think the cold, the weather was different. The people, because it was more of like I stayed in a place called Seven Sisters.
Yeah.
So it was more diverse and people from first time seeing Jamaicans, Chinese, and
all in one melting
all in the same place.
London.
So exactly. So it was a bit different. Jumping on a train, because back then we used paper tickets to jump on trains. So everything was just different. Getting on the bus. We used to go to a place called Trocadero.
I know Trocadero in Piccadilly.
Piccadilly, yeah. So we used to hang out a lot there. Back then when there was like lots of arcade games and stuff.
So, that was my era as well. So we probably walk past each other.
Well, exactly.
Because I used to go there a lot. Yeah.
So that was a really. So we played around in that area and
So did you when you initially came here? Did you miss home? Was there anything you missed about Nigeria? Were you just excited to be?
I was just, to be honest, I was just excited to see something new. Something different. But it got to a time like we tend to go back to Nigeria every Christmas, so I couldn't wait to go back to show my old school friends or what was new in town and stuff like that. So I remember the first time I went back was when iPod started popping up. So I was interested to go show my guys back home. So this is the latest technology coming out and stuff like that. Playing. I had a Game Boy also, Game Boy Color. That was the first time it came out because the old Game Boy wasn't colored.
Black
so
and white,
black. Yeah. So stuff like that. So I was always excited to go back during the Christmas festive period to see, show my guys what's happening. So yeah.
And what was your experience in uni? So
which one of unis?
Both, I guess. Like in terms of, and it's good because you've experienced, even though you didn't go to uni in Nigeria, but you've experienced the education system in Nigeria. So in comparison, what were things? I know it's a bit different, university and secondary school, but what were the things that you noticed? For me, give you an example. Independent learning. Nobody cares if you do your assignments. No one's, it's like, here's your assignment. If you have any questions, come and meet us, but no one's going to chase you. If you're having any issues completing it, you don't tell us on time, you get an F. That kind of thing. Like in Nigeria, there's a bit of, teachers and
chasing you and stuff like that.
They whip you. I don't know about your school, but they whipped me a little bit.
I think the issue I had with uni, the first uni I went was I got drifted in terms of I was kind of addicted to video games also. So computer, I was always on the computer. But so I wasn't really attentive to where I was meant to be. I should have been. But so I got into video games. I wasn't really attentive in my first university. It was actually when I started doing my master's. I thought I need to be serious and try to see what I can do after here because obviously the recession was around. So you need to get a job. You
needed to be a serious candidate.
Exactly. So university, there are a lot of group projects and stuff. I wasn't really active. So I was just, I'll come in, do my beat and then go away, stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay.
So
nice. And then after uni, So can I just touch it? What was your thinking? So when you left uni,
Mm-hmm.
had you decided what you were going to do? Did you know that you were going to? We're going to talk about what you do for
Yeah.
a living, but when did you make that decision?
When I when I left masters, I didn't get a job also for like a year.
Okay.
So I was at home one day. I said, okay, you know what? I can develop website. So one day I just stood up, started going around shops in Tottenham Hill, asking them, oh guys, you sell weaves and stuff, or do you need a website for this? So I went to about 20 stores. I think I got 1 or 2 clients. So that was my first £555 for each website.
Hope you pay tax on it because they're gonna come. Just say yes, say yes.
Yes.
We pay tax. We pay tax.
So yeah. So I had to become an hustler, try to get money somewhere,
Yeah,
just
of
to not to be bored at home. Because at that phase, when I finished masters, I was out of the phase of playing video games, so I don't really play video games anymore. But I was more of like learning how I can use my skills to do something.
Yeah.
So that's when I started developing website for people as a freelancer. So yeah, I did that for a couple of years. And one of my sisters was working at Tesco.com. She said, oh, you develop a website, they need someone to come work at Tesco. So that was one of the first jobs I got, which then I used that to build my career basically.
Yeah. So what was your experience like? So the interview process, I'm guessing your first job, you really wanted that job. So how did you prepare?
I think it's because I've worked as a freelance.
Okay,
so I had
you knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, I knew what I was talking about. And yeah, I was even too skilled for the role.
Okay.
So they were looking for a junior, but I've been developing websites. I think I was at home for like a year and a half. So I've gained experience of developing Joomla websites and stuff like that. So yeah. It was pretty interesting. And from there, then move on to other areas, I guess.
Yeah. So what was your experience? And it's a bit difficult because there's nothing to compare it to. I'm guessing you didn't work in a corporate environment in Nigeria. But what did you find? Like, how did you feel, going into work? Was it easy for you? Were there any cultural differences, knowing how to interact with people?
I would say one thing is mentorship.
Okay.
So I was lucky enough to have 2 managers that are very helpful in terms of mentoring me on what to do. So obviously coming from a freelance experience, you don't really take things, you don't have time, capacity in terms of knowing how to budget your time and stuff like that.
You just do it when you're ready.
When you're exactly. Like, so I had mentors around. So I had a guy that specifically every morning he tells me what to do or do it this way. In next 5 years, this is what the technology we're moving on to. You need to start reading this and try to see how you can use this to improve your skills. So having a good mentor was one of the best experience I had on my first job, basically.
That's good.
But I'm not really sure about Nigeria because I've never worked.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I just wanted to know, what your experience has been in the UK. Okay. And then we don't need to talk about all the jobs you've had. Do you mind telling us like what your skill is or what is your profession?
I'm a full stack software engineer, so I develop applications, UI, and also the backend, which leads to the database and everything. So,
and are you self-taught?
Self-taught everything.
So you didn't learn that in uni?
I did masters in MSc in IT consultancy, and also I did business in computer science.
Were there any modules, any programming modules that you?
Yeah, I did Java, but I wasn't really. I was like, okay, let me just do this and get a pass with.
Yeah. So basically, you did it yourself.
Yeah. Mostly the web and the back end was learned. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the technology I used in school was different from the actual job. So, for example, I was using Java while I was in university, but when I got out of university, I was using JavaScript.
So you basically had to learn everything again.
Yeah, exactly. But the foundation was there. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. So you made a joke when we first started talking about how you were the quiet one thinking about how to make money. Well, I know your story. So do you mind sharing some of your entrepreneurial a bit of your entrepreneurial journey? But I know there's one if I don't remind you, you're actually going to forget to mention it. You were one of the first few people that started selling on Amazon.
Yeah.
So do you mind telling us how that came about?
Actually, I started Amazon while I was out of job, before I got my real professional job. So I was just at home. I had another friend who was selling on eBay actually. So he got me introduced into it. I was working with eBay. We had few shops, but we weren't really selling. So that was when we started realizing there's a new platform called Amazon. So what we did then, because we understood what eBay worked. So what we did was buy from eBay and then sell on Amazon. So we see expensive stores on Amazon, buy from eBay, then sell it on Amazon.
And there was a margin enough for you.
Exactly. So from there we grew, but we both got a full-time job. So we just, for some reason, we just stopped doing it. And that was it.
You would have been millionaires by now.
I know.
Because you were one of the first guys that, what year was this? So
this was 2007, 2008.
Yeah, like nobody was selling on Amazon.
Exactly.
Then,
yeah.
Okay, well, you're still doing well.
We made good money, but we could have worked hard on it if we really pushed it.
Yeah, if you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And this was when Alibaba and the rest were starting off too. So we could have even got much better margin if we were buying direct from the source. So yeah,
got you. But yeah, life's journey. People make different decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it's a mistake because you're not exactly broke. Thank
God.
That's fine. Exactly. So, yeah. All right. So, that's the first one I know about your entrepreneurial activities. Do you mind sharing? Do we go to the next big platform that you? Is there anything else that you?
So this started in 2015 when my brother called me and said, "Oh, we need to, develop something because my siblings are also into tech." So we thought, "Oh, you know this, I know this. Let's just put our heads together and try to build something." So one of the first platform we tried to build was something called Okiki. So we said, "Okay, we know by piracy was a very big in Nigeria, for example, because Nollywood is the second biggest movie industry in the world.
Movie piracy.
Yes,
right?
Yeah. So we thought, okay, how can we introduce technology to help prevent this? So we packed our bag, went to Nigeria. We didn't realize you needed to buy some content before we could easily talk to them and say, okay, guys, this is a solution for you. Bring your content into this platform. They said, you know what, you have to pay to get this content. So that was one of the biggest milestones we had to overcome during the first batch of Okiki during the years. So, and this was when Iroko and other names were also in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it was more about the execution. We didn't really plan the execution properly, but the platform was there.
I told you I randomly saw you on TV one day. I think I was in Nigeria the same time as you on NTA.
Yeah.
And I saw you. I was like, yo, that's my guy.
Yeah, that was my first interview.
Yeah.
So
no, you did well.
Yeah,
you did well. You handled it like a pro. Okay, so what are some of the challenges you found? Obviously, coming from the UK and living here for a while, what are some of the challenges you found doing business in Nigeria or trying to do business in Nigeria?
I think the biggest challenge is they don't think ahead. They only think about now. What is the need for me now? How can I get my money now? Obviously, I can't blame them because of the infrastructure they work with is something they need to pay for now. Because
someone can take that thing and run away. Anyway,
exactly. So the government can turn off the light tomorrow and they lose their business. So they needed to have something in their pocket to keep on moving. So that was the biggest challenge I thought we faced doing business in Nigeria. So, and obviously trust, but you can't really. I think that's a global phenomenon. Business and trust it works hand in hand. So yeah.
Okay, okay. Do you mind telling us the process, and you could be brief. You don't have to go into too much detail. But what is from the moment you have an idea to build an app or video streaming platform? What is the thinking behind it? What do you start doing? How do you get in contact with developers? What part did you do yourself? Like, I just want to get an understanding of how to take an app from. Generally, the apps are never a finished product, but how do you take it from the start of an idea to where the product hits the market?
I think the first thing is getting your requirements and see what's in your head, and we put it down and said, okay, this is what we think will work, and that was the biggest lesson we learned in terms of thinking our solution will work for the customer we were looking for, not knowing what the customer actually wants. So putting out the ideas, implementing the idea, coding everything, and then bring it to the markets. So if we've gone the other way around, speaking to the customers first and say, okay, what's your biggest challenge, and how can we do this without incurring too much money, wasting our time, not wasting time, but spending time developing this.
Yeah, something that they may
and tailor
may
this
not
to
necessarily
your
want.
requirements. So yeah, while this was while learning Okiki, so we thought, so you develop the app, speak to the movie industry, seeing who can be the partner, and then bring it to the market, and also try to get users to use the app in terms of your digital marketing, billboard marketing, and the rest of it. Yeah.
Got you. And did you use any external developers, or was it?
Oh no, everything was in house.
Okay.
Everything was in house.
So you did it yourself?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's obviously I've been on the app, so I know that's a pretty solid piece of work. So
Thank
if
you.
anyone's watching, if you want to check out the app, just to know his skill level, he's been humble. He's a master developer. So
Yeah, we tried.
with years and years of experience. So okay. And then your entrepreneurial journey hasn't stopped. You're working on another platform.
Yeah.
Fanbees. You want to tell us about Fanbees?
Yeah, Fanbees is actually a progression from Okiki app. So Okiki wasn't just a movie app you can just go to and watch a movie. So Okiki app was an app that you can actually go to watch a movie and also send a link to a friend and family to watch together. So you can actually chat on the app.
Yeah, while you're...
And this was before the likes of Facebook Live, Instagram Live. This was actually the first time the technology was released as a movie streaming platform.
Okay.
So while using Okiki, you can send a link to someone in Nigeria, for example, and say, oh, guys, I'm watching this. Can we watch together and just chat and watch this movie together? You can actually pause it together, watch, and continue. So it was something unique, something different. But we had the technology, but we didn't have the users to complement the service we were trying to release. So coming from there, we thought, okay, we're having a problem getting content. So we decided to split the platform into two. So one to just focus on the movie side and the other focus on social media platform. So that's where Fanbees came in.
Okay.
So Fanbees is more of a social platform, social app where influencers get to earn money by going live with their fans and followers. So we have some influencers that just want to make content and also have the avenue to have more revenue to build on their fan base. So that's what we call a fan base. So yeah. And we're still running at the moment, and we growing gradually, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one seems like it's, as much as it's customer facing, you also need the influencers to buy in. So let's start from the difficulties. What have you found in terms of getting, you need to convince someone. You're not just going to knock on someone's door and say, yo,
start using this.
Yes, hop on the app, you'll make money. Like, you need to show them. So how are you going about, meeting people, showing them what the app does?
Going to events. Currently, we're trying to run webinars to actually educate influencers on how they can benefit from this. And also, when you get the influencers, you also need to talk about how do you get the influencer followers to also come on the platform to use it.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, those are the struggles you need to face. But we regularly have newsletters and try to find ways to advertise to get this. So an example is we have someone called Kelechi. He's an Arsenal fan TV.
I know Kelechi. I met him in Nigeria. He probably won't remember me because he can't see my picture. But tell him that I met him in Transcorp.
In Nigeria,
in
Abuja. Yeah. So he's one of our biggest champion on the platform. So what he does is he gives us regular shout outs when he's talking on his radio and talking on his channel. So he used that channel to bring new customer for us into the application just to wish to get booked for video shout outs and stuff like that. So we've been doing that for a couple of years now, and we're actually growing the platform into something different in terms of you can have a much longer content. So previously it was more 15 seconds videos you could put in. So now we're going to the 30 seconds and 1 minute, and also going to half an hour kind of sessions.
Okay, so explain to me, and I know how it works, but for the purpose of people who are watching, Kelechi, for example, he's on the app. Somebody wants his service. Let's just start from there.
Yeah.
What happens?
So someone wants his service, he can say, I would like Kelechi to wish me happy birthday, for example. So the person goes in, types a message, the message he wants Kelechi to say to him or book for him. So he goes in, gets the message, and also get booked based on what Kelechi says he wants to do for the offer, basically. So Kelechi can say, okay, for every video shout out, it could be 20 pounds for each one. So they put in pay. Kelechi get a notification on his phone. Oh, this person wants this kind of message. Kelechi records, get his phone out, records it, and send it straight to the person.
Okay.
So yeah, so you can do this for a video shout out for birthday gifting, for just
That's what I was
celebration.
gonna say. So
and the
if
rest
I
of it.
wanted to buy your birthday present, and I know you're a fan of Snoop Dogg, then
Exactly,
we'll have Snoop Dogg in there. I can buy it,
and send it. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'd like to touch here, you obviously you live in the UK. You've worked on, quite a few apps. I don't want to say what problems have you had, because not everyone has problems. But what have you faced? Like, how has it been on the entrepreneurship side? So I know with work you kind of get into the groove of things, and you know how things work. But on the entrepreneurship side, how has it been for you?
It's a very lonely journey.
Yeah, you should have warned me.
Yeah, it's a very lonely journey. But you just gotta do it, because if it's easy, everyone is gonna be doing it.
Exactly.
So that's why it's difficult. And just day by day, just trying to overcome the challenges. And I think that was one of the biggest challenges. And also raising capital. So, for example, Okiki, as an example now, is a platform we try to launch in Nigeria, but we needed capital to come from Europe and the rest of the world. But we couldn't get investors in Nigeria to understand the concept of what Okiki will do. But the investors we spoke to in UK, for example, understand the concept, but they don't understand the markets.
Yeah.
So we got
a bit hesitant.
Exactly. So we're going through these challenges of trying to raise money. The technology is there, everything is there, but no one was ready to, invest.
Was marketing for just finishing off the product and doing for marketing? Sorry, was the money for marketing?
Expanding the team and also expanding the content, because we needed new content. Every other month.
You had to purchase from these.
Exactly. Okay. So yeah. So we actually spent. So there was a time, because I also work as a contractor. So there was a time I had to leave work also for a couple of months. Use the money, get it back into the business, move for a couple of months also. So yeah. And this was actually done by me and my brother alone, and also with the parents and family and friends helping and supporting the way they can. So yeah.
Got you. Okay. And then for Fanbees, what's been your experience? And it's more Europe based, it's more UK based.
Yeah.
I know it's lonely, but in terms of finding people. So let's say you wanted someone to write a piece of code that you're not, conversant with. Do you have like that pool of talent? How are you interacting with people?
Yeah, it's very. Also, that's the other thing, is getting talent to work on your team without billing you for the big amount of money. So, because you need to reduce your costs as much as possible. Fanbees. I think what Fanbees need right now is just marketing. Okay. So you can build the best product in the world. If no one knows about it, it's as good as being locked up in somewhere else. So these are the challenges. I think Fanbees will get known very soon, because we're coming out with something very new, very. So, and as an example, I wasn't meant to say this, but
don't say it.
There's a new collaboration we're doing with guys doing concerts.
Okay.
We're going to be collaborating with Fanbees with. It's coming up. That's and so it's currently low key at the moment, but soon we'll be pushing out the message.
Sounds good. Yeah. Are you still accepting funding?
Funding, yeah, definitely.
Let's plug it. So this is if anyone, I know I have a lot of rich viewers and followers, subscribers. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll just throw that in between before I continue. So if you're looking to invest in a
tech startup,
in a tech startup, please get in touch. Get in touch with me, because I have agency fee. I'm joking. Yeah, we'll put your details somewhere. And Fanbees, it has an Instagram page, obviously, so I'll tag it to the video for Okiki as well. If people just want to check it out, anything, all definitely. Your socials, even your personal, if you want people to get in contact with you, we'll post that in the description. So okay, so you have at this point now you have plans moving forward. Is there any other? Because one thing I know about you is you're always thinking. You were joking about being a thinker, but this guy is really quiet. He's a quiet person, and that's why we get on, because me and him can sit in a room and be quiet, and there's no awkwardness. There's no so. Are you thinking? You don't have to give us the full thing if someone's going to steal your idea, but what are you thinking about? Other things that you want to? Because one thing I know about entrepreneurs is most people don't stick to one thing. Your brain, if your brain works, it's everywhere, and you want to try this and that. So
I think also for entrepreneurs, this is what I would say is just listen to the news and trying to find the problem the world is facing, and trying to look for a way to solve the problem. So one of the things I'm also looking at the moment is also Africa. So I'm looking at Africa is the youngest population in the world, and the world is now a global market in terms of someone in Nigeria can be talking to someone in India, for example, using that telephone. So, and we are in the source of looking for new talents, new resources, and everything. So I'm trying to see a way to bring outsourcing of tech developers coming out from Nigeria, rather than them jackpotting into Europe or America. They can still be in Nigeria and get paid
some wage.
Exactly, and also use the knowledge they have to also build the community they live in. So that's what I'm looking at the moment, because outsourcing. The last time I went to Nigeria, for example, there were a lot of talented Nigerians in the tech space, but they don't see the opportunity in the rest compared to the rest of the world, like India, for example, because India is known as the outsource capital of the world for tech. So and India is like 10, 20 hours away from America or Europe. So why not get them from Nigeria or Ghana or Togo, where they're like a couple of hours, like an hour difference, I guess.
But in terms of the talent pool, are they, number one, do we have enough numbers to sustain?
It's growing.
It's growing. Yeah. And do they have the skills?
They have the skills. And also, if I was going to get into that business, there will be some sort of like a academy where you train them, and then when they finish the academy, they can then propose them to these companies worldwide. So
there's one company that I know does it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I can't I?
Yeah.
FDM. I don't know if you've heard of that. So basically what they do is they take people who have zero tech experience. They put them through, I think last time it was boot camp. I think last time it was a 2-month boot camp. You still get paid. And then they have relationships with all these companies. Okay. So the insurance company I worked for in the past had quite a few of these people there.
From Nigeria?
Yeah. No, not from Nigeria, in the UK. But I'm saying that the concept, I'm just telling you the concept that would work. So you will go and find the clients, but you find people and you train them
and give them.
They sign a contract and they have to work for you for a certain period of time. I think FDM was either 3 years or 4 years. You pay them a salary, but the idea is it's like a second uni. You work there for another 4 years. The salaries are, I think, lower than what you'd be getting on that level. But the idea, once you leave that job, then you can go off and
do your own thing, like a freedom.
Yeah, but you could also buy your freedom. So after training. The only thing I think you're not allowed to go and work for the company they put you in because that's bad business. Yeah. But after training, if you get a job or you believe in your skills, they'll give you a price. Depending on how long you've been there and how much you've recovered for the company, and you could literally pay them off. So if you had, and I know it was in the tens of thousands, but
that's something that can work in Nigeria.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying
Africa,
to say.
Example,
because you have more control. You have the,
and also this to also solve this issue of asylum seekers and migrants. Try to come to Europe or
in search of the same jobs.
Exactly. So, we just got to look for a solution and try to see a way we can also build back home, because we can't just jackpot and just forget about back home.
Yeah. But with that being said, the leaders, the people who are responsible. I'm not preaching APC, PDP, or Labour. And for people who don't know, those are like the big political parties running for the seat of the presidency. I'm not preaching who to vote for, but I feel like the people who have been in power have done a terrible job.
Yeah.
The country is, on the decline.
Giant of Africa.
Yeah, it used to be, and I'm very passionate about Nigeria, but hopefully the right thing happens in this election. And yeah, so, explaining this whole Jappa thing, like, especially in Nigeria, a lot of people are leaving, especially the skilled laborers, or the people who actually, have the
future.
Yeah, which just makes it crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's Nigeria. Anything else? Any plans moving forward?
Yeah, just find bees, and also this outsourced business is something I also want to look at.
Okay.
And also, try to see ways I can collaborate with developers and creatives. So there's a lot of work to do. Lots of work to do. So yeah, keep it locked.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. All his socials and websites and links will be in the description. So if you want to check it out, please do. Ade, do you have any questions?
No. I said it was great coming here, Matt Studios.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
No problem.
Matt Studios, West London. Ade's been a part of the journey from day one. When we used to work together in North Greenwich before the pandemic. And remember when I told you, I said I was going to
do this. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Good.
So Ade is obviously he's been in the entrepreneurship space a lot longer than I have.
Yeah.
You should have told me it was difficult. Yeah, everyone's got to pay their dues.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's just part of the journey, and I'm sure you enjoy it when you get to your destination.
Absolutely, I'm enjoying it now.
Yeah.
Just having that freedom to make decisions, and I've learned more stuff in the last year of doing my own thing than I have, I'd say, in the last 5 years.
Wow.
Because just you learn about yourself.
And is this something you can pass on to your kids?
Absolutely. I'm already thinking. I have Chidi reading books on how to make money, but he can't even read yet. But
Exactly.
I make him sit down for 5 minutes and just look at the book. Hopefully something goes in. I'm joking.
AI is coming, so you need to be
you need to one step ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 5 steps ahead.
You don't want to get caught up in this new AI coming.
Actually, tell me, what do you think about AI, and what do you think? What impact do you think it will have on?
I think
jobs?
in the next 5 years, 40% of blue collar job and white collar job will be gone.
Really?
Because AI is.
So what happens to a country like, I don't want to call Nigeria a third world country, that's what they call it on the news, but what happens to a country like Nigeria who hasn't even matured? So while the West has kind of they have jobs and so what happens? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Because
you
have this young talent pool of people that won't have anything to do.
That I've been thinking about that.
Because the computers are taking away, AI can do all of those things. Manual labor maybe.
But how many people want to do manual labor?
So,
and how much would that pay?
The only thing I can see, maybe the guys will be training the AI. But
but even at that, you're not gonna have hundreds of millions of people
doing the same.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be challenging. Okay. If the country doesn't move forward as soon as possible, it will get left behind again. So, because AI is going to be the new industry. So you can see the like of China, America trying to fight against the chip technology, because AI is powered by the chip.
Okay.
I mean, the more intelligent the computer is, the more you can.
So you said are they trying to develop theirs, or are they trying to shut it down?
Develop theirs.
Okay.
So whoever gets to the top, whoever wins the machine learning, holds the power to every other machine learning technology.
Okay.
So
got you. So for young people listening, if you're thinking about voting, and if you vote for somebody, I will fight you if I see you. I'm just telling you now. So.
Vote for someone that has a vision.
Yeah.
Not someone that wants to give you small money now and say you'll be in university for 8 years rather than being in university for a couple of years.
And offer you corn. I'm not stopping anyone. I'm not stopping anyone. Just say one presidential candidate likes corn a lot. So, but yeah. Well, Ade, thank you so much for taking some time out to talk about your life and talk about your Jappa experience. It's been a great conversation. I think every so often you come around, we'll have a chat, talk about any new projects you're working on. And yeah, thank you.
Bro, thank you very
Do you
much.
want to shout out anyone? Is anyone going to watch? Anyone you know that's going to watch that you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, everyone is gonna watch. Everyone in my group. I mean, we're in the same group. And, yeah. Well, yeah.
Shout out to the people.
Shout out to the
UKC people,
yeah.
and the rest
and the people in the same journey.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
There's a lot of us, man. We're going to have a lot more people on the show. It's just important to talk about your experience. And sorry, this is one question I made a mental note I was going to ask, and I almost just it would have annoyed me if I didn't ask this question. So it is what would you do different? So you came into the UK yesterday. What advice would you give that young man that has come in that would put you in,
better position?
Yeah, now.
I think the thing I would have done different was getting a much larger pool of friends. So when I came in, obviously you want to get attached to people that look like you, people that come from Nigeria, for example. But
it's your comfort zone, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But if I moved around and get more, knowledge from the Chinese guy, the Arab guy, the Jewish guy, and everything, it could bring more, knowledge and how the world economic move around.
Yeah.
In terms of finance, seeing the world in a different light and stuff like that.
They just share information.
Exactly. So that's what I think I would have changed a little.
Okay. So for the guys coming in, when you Jappa and you come into wherever you move to, make sure you're not just hanging with
just Nigerians.
Yeah, well, if you're coming from Nigeria, but wherever you're coming from, just make sure you're not hanging with people you're just comfortable with. And,
it needs to come out of comfort zone.
You have to make sure you come out your comfort zone, explore, and yeah. Ade, thank you very much. It's been an excellent chat, and have a great day, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. It will do a lot for the page and for the channel. Thank you.
Do your fans know what you're up to? Give them your links and more with Fanbees. All your socials, channels, projects, playlists, whatever you've got going on. It's free. Set it up in under a minute. Fanbees is your one page for everything that you can use everywhere. Plus, add a link for tips. Earn passive income with video shoutouts. Sell merch via WhatsApp and affiliate links. Style Fanbees to match your brand. All your links, commerce, and more. Join now at fanbees.com.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Too Sabi podcast episodes.